What's up, guys? Josh/Umbria here for episode 1 of making a D&B tune from scratch. I don't know how many episodes there'll be. I suspect this will take me at least 30 or 40 sessions to finish a tune. But yeah, it's New Zealand Music Month. Let's make some tunage. I said from scratch, but as you can see in the project, there's like a whole bunch of files or tracks here already. But this is basically like my template, which I made before, which I start everything with as a way of organizing where things are going to go. So this is like drums folder, basses, mid-frequency stuff, all nicely color-coded so it can make it easier for me to work on things. I've got a rough few ideas of the kind of thing I might want to do. Maybe some sort of jungly beat with a few sounds that I made just experimenting around beforehand. Let's get into it. So let's find some drums first of all. Also, the order in which these tracks appear sort of helps me write stuff, because if I start at the top, drums and drum bass is pretty important. So drums here and then bass is next. Would you believe? I got a new sample pack from QZB the other day, so let's have a flick through some of their stuff. See if I got a good kick in there I can use first of all. Always start with the kick. That one's alright. These videos will probably be unedited because I don't get a lot of time to do music, let alone video production, so you will get a lot of this kind of, as I'm sure every music producer watching this will sympathize with. That one's kind of doofy. Let's take that. The color code sections up here is kind of like, for this access, like the different sections of the song. So if I zoom out, the red guy's like intro, build, or more intro than build, and then the drops usually here. So start with the main part first and then work my way backwards generally. But we will put a kick. All of this is provisional, of course, highly when you're starting out. Subject to fit around whatever else comes in later. Doof. Cool. And why is this 172 BPM? This should be 174. Maybe the last one I was working on was a bit slower. Alright, kick will do for now. We'll find a snare. See if there's a snare in the same sample pack. Okay. I quite like that one. It's quite splashy. Might be a bit long, but we'll see. Something like that. There. Maybe there. Something like that. Might help if I have the metronome on before I put the hi-hats in. There. Chuck one in here, cut you off. Possibly fill that out with more kicks, but we'll see. Chuck some hi-hats in next. I like to use this Contact drum kit one. Was it 5 or 7 that I used most recently? I think one of these was previously making Cubase Crash, so we'll see if it's this one. No? Cool, I was just taking its sweet time. Sweet. Studio drummer, where are you? Drums. This guy. And I think it's just the session kit is pretty decent. I'll open this guy up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. No, it is still going. That's good. I find using the hi-hats on here, they can be a bit reverby even when you shrink the length of the sample down, but we'll see if it works. Cool. Make you bigger. I'll just call you Cont Hats for sake of ease of remembering. Make sure it's routed through my drum group. There you go. And maybe just do something real basic for now. I'll make sure this is turned down first, otherwise he's going to be real loud. No, not that. The MIDI editing window. That one. Actually, I think there's some other guys higher up on the key editor that are also hi-hats. Maybe try that one. It's kind of quiet. I can't really hear. Always save save your project if you don't have it to autosave. I think mine does it every few minutes or something, but good to do the old Control S whenever you remember. We need a faster one, like a shaker or a tambourine, like a. See if I have any tambourines. If I can spell it. Like a loop. Although we could make our own loop, but it's good if you have an actual someone played like a tambourine as a loop rather than just one shot. That's a bit quiet. Yeah, you want something that sounds a bit sort of organic and natural and has got minor imperfections in it to add a bit of life, because everything's usually so very quantized in the digital realm. What BPM is that? I'm guessing 85 since that's in the title. It still feels kind of slow. Maybe it's because the tambourine's kind of lagging. Try to align those like main transients up with the main downbeats. Well, it's sort of like a little bit rushed. Someone I'm sure will tell me a better way to do this. Does it quicker. Maybe the kick feels a bit sluggish. It needs more filling out. Maybe, I don't know. Let's try chuck some break samples in there. I need to sort out my sample folder. Like, I clearly type in break and it just comes up with single hits. Yeah, that's the kind of thing we want. Something nice and old school. You could give this one a go. Chuck you in there. Mess around with it. See what we get. Just make sure it's not too loud. Again, also have to make sure it's turn the metronome. The snare feels a bit sparse. We might want to layer it with something else. Maybe like a lower one. Just having a look to make sure these samples aren't like peaking the volume too much, because I think the limiter that's on my the final thing that comes out of Cubase might not quite capture this wherever it plays the samples from. So just turn them down a bit. Might narrow this down to Splice samples that I got off Splice a long time ago. Splice snare. Should be something interesting. Nope. Nah. That could be a go. Good old Document 1 samples. Quite like that, although it's got a noticeable pitch in it, which could clash with the other one. Let's just try it out. Now we have to make sure there's not too much transient clashes. So for now, the quick and dirty way is fade it in. Hang on. I think it'll work. That is way too OTT. It was either that or the tambourines. It's missing some other top end stuff. I reckon maybe a ride cymbal. Sometimes in those old like jungle beats you hear like real ruckus rides that sound like quite like tongy and distorted. Not that. Yeah. That might be a bit much. But something that sort of rings out a bit as well, that just add more sort of general, what's the word, ambience rather than like definition. It's kind of bit crushed and lo-fi, so it's got a bit of vibe, but no. Cooked. Absolutely cooked. Too reverby. No. Again, this process would be quicker if I had time to set myself. It's got a weird stereo effect, which would be kind of cool. Oh, maybe. It might be a bit much. And that rings out forever. Like on the offbeat or something. I already turned it down for me. Thank you, Cubase. Another offbeat, maybe, or here. Maybe two here. that's gonna like fade it out way too fast. It might sound weird. Hmm. I think it needs to be a bit more consistent. Yeah. Kind of like that offbeat then two thing. It's kind of weird. Play around with that a bit. Or like excitement. Actually, that double thing's kind of pissing me off now. That might have to go quite deep. Probably be at the same time as the snare then. Then it's kind of just acting as like another snare layer, so it needs to be in gaps. I just realized you can't really see my face in front of this huge ass mic. Mystery man. Let's get a little dinky sounding snare. Put an acoustic one. That's short. Not as like room shoddy. Oh, this doesn't sound like an actual. There, that could be it. kind of wish anytime you dragged the sample into like the folder where there's a group track that's like clearly at the bottom of said folder, it would automatically work out to route it out of there, but it doesn't. Maybe there's a way to do that. Someone hit me up in the comments. Maybe we want to have this as a sampler track instead, actually. Like, mess around with it and quickly adjust the pitch and the length and things like this. Goodbye. Get rid of you. Where's remove track? I always lose remove track. Turn down. Go out of drums. Yeah. That took way too long. Jesus Christ. This is definitely going to run at least 100 or 200 episodes at this rate. Yeah, mate. 2 episodes just on finding the right ghost notes. Right. There we go. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Do I need to copy that position again for the next loop? What's that? 2 from the main guy. There. Could be there. No. It's not there, I don't think. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right, that's it. Oish. I think I might just then loop you so I don't have to fumble through that again. Except I can't. I mean, obviously there's going to be basses in between, so the low end will fill out a bit more. There should be more kick drums in here. Somewhere. Because it's very hard to decide exactly what this should be when it's just a contextless drum loop, but we should import some bass sounds to get more things going. Here's one I prepared earlier. What's it called again? Oh yeah, there's some mucking around in Phase Plant a few days ago. Don't know whether any of this will actually be usable, but 12 May. Just like to record a session, noodling, and then see what ideas might pop out as being useful later on. Also, I think this clip is in F, and I kind of wanted to do something in E flat because I've never really done a bunch of E flat stuff, and I notice there's quite a few tunes these days by Break and others that are E flat that sound really rad, and it's a bit lower, so that might, I guess, be a bit more of a new challenge. So if we want to pinch this down in that case, we'll maybe make it as a sampler track as well. If we stretch it down 2 semitones, it could sound absolutely ratchet. We will see. Turn this down. Chuck in the basses. Oh, this, I don't know if you could see that, the SC versus regular basses. The SC is sidechain, so anything routed through that will be like, might as well explain this now. We'll be going through this, which will duck the volume in accordance with that shape, which gets triggered every time there's a MIDI hit, which there aren't none at the moment. But when trying stuff out, I like to not sidechain it so I can actually hear the full sound. Cool. Sweet. Okay. It says C because I think it usually anchors the main note to C in the middle until you tell it what note it actually is. Which in this case I know it is F. But is it that F or the lower one? Yeah. Meh. Also. Oh yeah, this is quite long. So if I want to like... yeah, okay. If I want to sample bits, I could always chop it up and then sort of assign each slice to a different key. But then I think if I do that, it won't actually allow me to change the notes at all. So what I could do is maybe just move it down to semitones. And then slice it. Because I haven't done this in a while, so hopefully I can remember roughly how this goes. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. That's really quiet. Why? It's probably because it's got velocity turned on, which means how hard you push the keys affects how loud it is. I just draw a bunch of random notes. Make sure these are all the way up. I think it's chopped it up too finely. Either that or the sound just does the same thing for much of it. I should probably actually just listen to it and see. Tell you what, I'll just drag the audio here as well. Huh. Okay. Right. Save you. Yeah, that's actually more sensible. Let's kind of listen. the idea that I had in my head, it was kind of like a call and response thing where maybe the call is something a bit more like not as subby and more mid-rangey and kind of, yeah, maybe some kind of, what would you call it? Not foghorn, but something sort of screechy and spaced out. And then in the response, it was just like more pure sub and jungle beat and stuff. I mean, I really didn't have many preconceived ideas, but I might make the loop first. So it'd be like something happening with the first two and then the response on the second two. Oh yeah, the good thing about them being in groups as well is that like you can, as I did just then, copy the entire folder when you're looping it, so I don't have to individually go through tracks one by one and do that. You know, this kind of thing. But that wouldn't be on the one. There'd be like some weird sound, and then that comes like, nah, more space. Maybe make this quicker. Even more space, maybe. What are the sounds that I want? Maybe I was gonna try experiment with some like, what do you call it? Those weird squelchy jump up sounds, which seem to be all the rave these days. Could do that. I don't really have those pre-made, so we could go and make some. Yeah, I'm just seeing how long I've been recording. I think it's on OBS somewhere. Meh. Okay. Alright, I quite like the polysaw sounds as well. Alright, let's see. Let's find out. We'll do a serum, because serum is nice and familiar. Sure, anyone who's watching this who produces is well familiar with this guy. Turn you down. Boom. Wow. Some kind of long note pitch bendy thing, I reckon. We'll mute our other potential contender for now. What were we? E flat. Yeah. We'll just for now.
Lad, are you dumb?
The other thing's not. So.
Lad, are you dumb? Are you getting rude to man? That's what you get. Are you dumb? Are you getting rude to man? That's what you get, fam. Push yo. Lad, are you dumb? Are you getting rude to man? That's what you get, fam.